Well, good evening again. Sam Nelson here with the Total Franchise Experience Fantasy Baseball League, and I'm here to talk to you tonight about the age-based contracts. Now, ideally, in the future, I'll be at the computer and I'll pull up the contract sheet and we'll walk through that. Probably once we have more owners involved that want to be there live so I can field live questions, maybe even have you follow along on your own draft sheet or team sheet and enter in salaries and contracts and ask all your questions and try to break it and make sure that everything's working smoothly. Unfortunately, the contract sheet is not fully done yet. We are still vetting some of the stuff, so I'm not going to share that tonight. I don't think that would be super profitable either. But I do want to talk to you about the details of it because this is the part, probably out of everything else in the league, that makes me the most excited. So what I did with the age-based contracts is I tried to put myself in the position of a player. If I'm Wander Franco and I'm 20 years old and I've got a league minimum salary ahead of me for several years, like Pete Alonso has endured with the Mets at $500,000. I think it's hilarious that the man wins the home run derby and triples his salary for the year. Not after New York taxes, but nonetheless, I wanted to put myself in the shoes of the player and come up with contracts that they would realistically accept. So there are several tiers of contracts, and the first contract that I'm going to talk about is the minor league contract. So first off, all players that are acquired through the first year player draft are going to come on with a salary of $1. What's great about this contract is that you don't actually pay for it. You will not pay this dollar until the player reaches his first full year in the major leagues. So the entire time he is in the minors, he will have a $1 designation. And the year that he is called up, he will have a $1 designation, whether it's for the entire year or whether it's for part of the year. And you're not going to pay this player with real money. It just is simpler to do it that way, and a couple dollars here and there is really not going to make or break the league. After being called up, the player will switch from a minor league contract to a rookie contract. The rookie contract is $1 in the call-up year. Like I said, you won't pay that fee. And then it goes $2, $4, and then $6. Again, all of these contract specifics are subject to change as we're still working through some of the numbers on all of this to make sure that it is equitable and accurate and something that would be attractive to owners. I don't want to have a bunch of dead contract options out there that people aren't using. With the rookie contract, 1 year, $1 in the call-up year you don't pay, and then $2, $4, and $6 for the next 3 years, and then the player goes back into the draft. Now, if you have a rookie that is fantastic, you've got the next Mike Trout, and you don't want to lose that rookie, you have an opportunity after their call-up year, so prior to them starting their first year, and this is still something that we're working through. It could be after their first full year. It could be before their first full year. Don't hold me to this just yet. But let's just say it's before the first full year. After you've witnessed them in the call-up season, then you'll have the opportunity to extend them for a additional contract up to 5 years. And that will increase what they're getting paid above their 1, 2, 4, 6 contract, but it will be very affordable compared to a lot of the contracts in the auction. So in that way, if you've drafted a good player and they come up and they're performing and you want to hang on to them, you're going to be able to do that in a very affordable manner. I think that real-life players would do this. We've seen Acuna do that. We've seen Albies do that. We've seen Wander do that. Lots of players want to get off that league minimum contract and play for longer. Now, a couple reasons you'd want to do this. Number one is to lock up that talent at an affordable price. But number two is, as we talked about in the arbitration video, or if you haven't seen that one yet, as we'll talk about in the arbitration video, players that are on the rookie contract are subject to arbitration. So if that player is overperforming at his position compared to his peers, then he will receive a bump up in pay for that year. Once you put them on the extended contract, they're no longer subject to arbitration, and you will lock in and be guaranteed to keep them at that price. If you say, I'm not quite sure about this player, and I want to see them play a little bit longer, you can do that. After the first year or after the second year, depending on the time sequence that we do on that, you're going to have the option to extend, again, for a 5-year period of time. But this time the contract's going to be a little more expensive. In fact, significantly more expensive than had you invested in the player earlier. And the thinking is, if I'm a player that's come up and I'm doing really, really well, maybe I've made the All-Star team, maybe, everybody is impressed with my success and I'm feeling good about being able to handle the league. If I am only under the rookie contract for another year or two, I'm not going to sign any kind of 3 to 5 year deal that is going to give the team a discount, right? In real life, a player would not do that, and they won't do that in the TFE either. So if you wait too long, or the longer you wait, the more expensive that extension contract is going to be. And what is sure is that in the final year, you will not be able to extend that player. If you have not extended that player prior to that year, then you're going to lose them at the end of the year, and it's just that simple. So I'll stop there. I'm going to make this a multi-part video like I have some of the others, just to keep the time manageable and simple and the information digestible. So when I come back, we're going to talk about the Major League contracts, which I'm very excited about as well. Thank you.